And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by...
Oh, shit. Solzy.
It goes, oh shit. And the Red Baron.
A little late today. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Toast of Excellence. I think it's a Toast of Excellence today.
It's Mother's Day.
We could do our other ones if you have them already lined up. But Maxine is at a appliance brunch with his mother. And I don't know what Jeff's doing. I forgot. He told me, but I forgot.
Was he working today?
Yeah, he is. I think he's going to work at like 12 or something. I don't know. I forgot.
All right.
Either way, they owe a shot next show. Doesn't matter if it's for good or bad reasons. You're not here. You do a shot.
Yerp.
These are the rules.
Oh. So, toast questions. Did you guys have anything specific in mind that you wanted to...
Yes, I have one. And it's a toast to excellence, but it's also kind of like a negative toast to excellence. It's to the New York Mets for batting out of order in the first inning. I can't believe that happened. I wasn't able to watch it. I just was not... I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't have the game on. And later on, in probably like the fourth inning, I put on ESPN to look at the game cast. And the first thing, Mets bat out of order in the first. And it almost happened a second time. Jay Bruce didn't know what to do, so he almost went up again.
Hey, man. They just decided, hey, we don't know the batting order anymore. Can the coach change it on us? Let's just...
Which is a terrible excuse. Like, you were pros.
True that.
I mean, that's something you do in Little League. Have you ever batted out of order?
No, never.
No? So you're better than the Mets, essentially.
Yeah.
We knew this already, but...
Any little league...
Any little league.
Any little leaguer out there who never batted out of order, you're better than the Mets.
So keep that in mind moving forward.
Maybe one day you'll play for the Mets.
Sure. My shout out was to Chris Paul for making, which I couldn't, I knew that it was true, but it was still hard to believe, but to him making his first conference finals.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like he's been around a lot longer since like 07, 08.
Yeah. I would forget he was a Hornet.
Yeah, for like 4 years.
Yeah. Then fuck Charlotte going to LA.
Yeah. No, he wasn't in Charlotte, was he? He was when it was the New Orleans Hornets.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll take that.
Right off the bat. So this is his fourth team? Or third?
Third team. He was a Hornet for like 4 years, then a Clipper for like 6.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was a Hornet.
Hornet for 3 years. 3 years. Yeah.
Would you say he made a name for himself as a Clipper, though? Or
Yeah. He'll probably, depending on how much longer he plays, he'll probably be most noted as a Clipper. But I mean, if he plays like 3 years with Houston and wins a championship, he'll probably be remembered as a Rocket. But I mean, he was good with the Hornets too. Like, he got a good deal when he went to he didn't just go to the Clippers as like a shrub guy that blew up in LA. He's been good his whole career.
Who else was on that team during that period before they switched?
The Hornets?
Yeah.
David West was there?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Yeah.
David West and Chris Paul.
Missing somebody.
We're going to have to look it up.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
It's funny. It's a game we play all the time. Pick a team in a year and just go back and, hey, remember who's on that? But you guys are pretty good, especially for NBA.
Yeah,
I'm
can't remember
surprised.
anybody from that
Well,
team. P.J. Brown might have been.
Oh, P.J. Brown was definitely on that team. And there was definitely some tall white center that shot threes.
Oh, Mira Sheik? No. Brad Miller, maybe?
So, and our other toast of excellence to all the moms. All the moms.
I didn't do mine.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't have one. When I asked earlier, you shook your head.
Yeah, I figured it out. Mine's to Matt Harvey. Going 4 scoreless innings against the Dodgers. Fuck the Mets.
We'll talk about it after. Or we
Alright.
talk about it now. Whatever you want.
Guys wearing a great uniform these days.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Shout out to Jeff Martin.
And toast to all the moms. All the moms out there.
Happy Mommy Day.
Happy Mom Day. So I was, Psh. Didn't even do our starting lineups.
We'll do it now.
I'm drinking an energy tropical citrus from Vitamin Water. No, I'm drinking,
Also drinking that?
decided to have a beer today, despite Mock, because he's not here. So I'm having Treehouse. And so I'm having the Bright Double IPA. And they finally started adding some like serious can art. It's a girl, but every time I look at it, it's a girl on the can. You'll see the photo on the site wearing like what looks to be like orange peel or like orange wedge type sunglasses or whatever. But every time I look at it, I think it's John Lennon.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it looks like John Lennon, right? Solze?
I'm going back to back. And I have Goose Summer Hours again from Goose Island in Chicago, Illinois.
Good starting lineup, Kyle. Good job. You liked that last year, or week.
Yeah, going back to back. Maybe I'll go back to back to back.
Wow.
Wow.
That's never been done, I don't think.
Now the Lakers and the Bulls did it.
Twice.
Well, actually, I think Souls, you did too. Didn't you? Too Juicy. I think it's your longest running.
Well,
There was like a point where I got Kyle like 3-4 packs of that. And he just had it like every week.
Stockpiled. I'm continuing my joke beers. We know it's Berkshire. I don't know what. But this one's called, I'll be honest, we just pissed in this one. And some stuff here. It says risk of infection, injury, and death. And warning, not safe for human consumption. And you'll see the picture of my stupid face later when we go on Facebook Live.
So did they actually piss in it?
I don't think so. But they may have.
All right.
Wow, that'll be rough. All right, shot trivia. As per usual, J Martin Moxie Washable will be paying it forward next week with their absentee shot. But I was wrong last week, so I gotta do my shot. I forgot Mock broke the cork on the bottle.
He's a rat, that one.
Yeah, I gotta get a new bottle now because it's gonna leak. Dick. He should do 2 shots for that.
Yeah, damage to property, company property.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitches.
Should drink a 5th. It's the penalty.
Yuck. Yuck.
Now, did cork fall into it?
No, I got it out. I was drunkenly very ginger about it. All right, so today's shot trivia. A lot of people contributing. But how many, in honor of Chris Paul making his first Western Conference Finals, how many steals does Chris Paul have in his career for playoff career?
Okay.
214.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot lower. 108.
Kendall, you are the loser. It was 189.
Ah.
Yeah.
How many blocks do you think he has?
7.
28.
Kendall loses again. It was
Really?
9.
that few? I mean, I get that he's not a big guy. He's not a contestant.
Well, he's a point guard. He's not. Chris Paul's one of those defenders type of thing. Where he guards you elite on the perimeter, but if you do manage to get through on a pick and roll or something like that, Chris Paul doesn't chase you inside. And Chris Paul's never really been like the super speedy guy, so he's not really like chasing down fast breaks and stuff. Chris Paul is like a very like definition of like floor general.
Well, this week he always shows up. He's never like a bum when he plays.
No, not at all. But I'm saying he's like a floor general.
Like you, Kyle. You were a floor general when you played in the Wallingford Weber League, right?
I had to be, but I didn't want to be. Actually, Jeff brought the ball a lot.
He goes, I had to be.
For some reason, on the other shift, I would bring the ball up and just pass it when I got off past half court, and I'm like, what am I doing with this? I have no dribbling skills.
Like me. I can't.
Oh, man.
I can only dribble with my right hand.
Me too.
I can't dribble without looking at it. It's embarrassing.
All right, so I just looked up the 08-09 Hornets team because that was like the middle year he was there. So going based off this, I'm guessing the starting lineup was Chris Paul at the 1, James Posey at the 2,
Ooh.
Peja Stojakovic at the 3.
That's awesome.
David West at the 4, and Tyson Chandler at the 5.
How they not win the championship?
I don't know. They also had Antonio Daniels and RIP to Rasul Butler.
Okay.
They had 2 Browns, neither of them PJ.
Anthony?
No. They had Devin and Ryan.
Never.
Don't know who they are.
Well, I think Devin Brown became Devin Booker.
They also had Morris Peterson and Julian Wright. This team made the playoffs. Let's also list their birthdays and nationalities.
Is this basketball reference?
This is basketball reference.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's at Basketball Reference. we use you a lot.
All those sites are good. I like those.
So even though we talked about it, the Cavs did it in like Cavs vintage fashion. Struggled to get out of the first round, blew through the second round.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the finals.
You know, did you see that text I sent you, Riddler, of the thing that Colin Seatown said about you?
No.
Oh, I sent you. You called something correct. I don't know. Can't remember what it is now, but he sent me.
I don't know. Anyway, but while he does that research, yeah. So like, I'm not gonna give all the credit to the Cavs because the Raptors really played like ass. DeRozan was really bad in those 4 games, and Lowry was pretty bad. The whole team was just pretty bad altogether.
Well, they had CJ Miles on LeBron a lot.
Yeah, but it was funny. There are a lot of like hard fought, contested first round series. Breeze for all the teams in the second round. I mean, like Boston didn't have a breeze. Like they were in a lot of close, hard fought games with the 76ers, but they won it in 5. Golden State and Houston won it in 5. The Cavs swept. It's gonna be an interesting finals series, conference finals for both sides.
I'll probably just end up being the same.
What, the finals? We're not talking about that, Kyle. We're talking about the conference finals.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, just you're being a downer. You're supposed to talk NBA with me.
All right.
The West is going to be a shootout.
Yes.
It's going to be whoever can score 130 points first. The East, though, 2 pretty good defensive teams.
Yeah, the Boston plays physical.
Yeah, they do.
It's going to be interesting on who plays on LeBron.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Marcus Smart doesn't have the size, but Tatum doesn't have the defensive prowess.
You put them together, you get Marcus Morris.
No. What? You put them together, you get like Kawhi. Because you get the length and the defensive ability. But, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, because LeBron's IQ is too high, so like you can't really do like a switching around type of thing and have like Smart guard him on the perimeter and then like double him if he goes down low, because he's going to take Smart down low every time. But Smart is a pesky guy. I mean, I bet you if LeBron takes Smart to the post 10 times a game, I bet you Smart gets 2 or 3 steals. He's just good at poking the ball out. He's good at stripping it on the way up for the layup or the dunk.
They're going to try and get in his head.
Yeah.
But if he played like he did in the last series, LeBron's just going to go insane.
That's what you got to stop everybody but LeBron. If you could stop everybody but LeBron, it doesn't matter what LeBron does. I'm sorry, even if it's LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, doesn't matter. LeBron James, like, he literally cannot win the game by himself. If you can hold the entire other starting lineup and the bench to like 30 points, you're probably going to win the game.
What they can do.
Yeah, they can. They're very good defensively. I mean, Tatum's very athletic. I think Tatum could keep up with, defensively anyway, I think he could keep up with anybody in that starting lineup except for maybe James. Because he's got the step on Love. He's got the explosiveness to get by Thompson. Be interesting.
Fucking hate Al Horford.
Dude, that alley-oop, though, was insane at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That was so mean. It was like the meanest thing I've ever seen.
He
lobbed it up, and I was like, oh, man, that's way too high. 76ers about to get a turnover. And then he just, like, Thor dunks it, like, hard.
He's, like, the softest big man, but he can play very tough whenever he wants to.
It's like a switch.
Yeah, it's like, dude, just play that way the whole time.
But then he wouldn't be Al Horford. It's kind of like Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler kind of does the same thing. Like Tyson Chandler, like occasionally will just rip out like some nasty mean dunk that like you feel like all the hair on your arms stand up, but then he doesn't do it again for like 6 years.
He always plays for shit teams.
I used to be really good with Tyson Chandler in NBA Street V3 back in the day. Remember the Game Breakers? I was playing with the Bulls, and my Game Breakers were always Ben Gordon, Eddie Curry, and Tyson Chandler. Very weird team. Very weird team that is. The reserve was Kirk Heinrich. That's how bad the Bulls were. That Kirk Heinrich made it into NBA Street.
Well, he's a street god.
What? In my opinion, the best team was, the best starting three in that game was?
The Rockets.
No, it was Baron Davis, Vince Carter, and Yao Ming. Yao Ming was unstoppable because they made everybody like bigger than normal. Yao Ming blocked everything in that game. When he did his game breakers, when he dunked, his feet were like on the ground. Sometimes they like glitched into the ground because he was so tall in the game. It was ridiculous. Did you find it?
I did. It was your Jason Tatum shutting down Simmons prediction.
Ah,
that's what he texted me, said you called it right.
Yeah, Simmons played like garbage souls.
He did.
You know
that meme of that whoever made it first of him holding up the 1 point, the Wilt Chamberlain meme. That was the funniest thing. I saw that, and I could not stop laughing. Because the face that they chose was so perfect. Oh, it was so good.
Who shot at the last game there? He missed the first free throw. And he's trying to just...
Smart. That was Marcus Smart.
He's trying to just
he missed the
hit
first
it
free
off the
throw,
backboard.
and then he tried to force the miss because they had no timeouts, and he made it anyway.
Made it in.
And then he ended up one-handed intercepting the pass like 3/4 of the way down the court, like a half a second later.
I feel like if he missed it, the Sixers would have had a better chance of scoring.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
inbound play was just fucking
I just like how JJ
stupid.
Redick can't hit that three with a minute left.
Wide
To
open.
put him up by 7, fucking like 35-foot three in double coverage on a pick and roll. Doesn't make any sense.
Don't like that all year. He'll make the most acrobatic shots, wide open, just bricks him. It's like, dude, figure it out.
When he pulled up for that shot, I just had flashbacks of that Miami game we watched.
Oh my god, bye.
That was a heartbreaker, huh, Kyle? That was for the win, right?
But
They were down like 1, weren't they? 1 or 2?
yeah.
It was for the win. Wide open 3 at the top of the key. Brick hands. Embiid threw up some pretty gross brick threes in the third quarter of that game.
Yeah, well, Embiid needs to get that fucking mask off because you can't hold on to the damn ball.
No, dude, I told you. We were talking about it the other day. Shaq, Kenny, and Charles were all talking about it at the post game, and Shaq nailed it on the head. Embiid has to work on this coming off season on shot selection. Every game I watch Embiid, when he's got a big guy on him, he tries to go down low and assert his alpha male dominance and dunk on him or hit him with some fancy fadeaway post move. And then whenever he gets a guard on him, he tries to draw him out and shoot the three over them. When you got the little guy on you, you take him down low and you dominate. When you got the big guy on you, you take him out, you shoot the three. He's too slow, he can't recover. Embiid has good enough footwork and good enough handles that he can create some separation with a mini little cross move or something like that.
He thinks he's a point guard. He gets stripped. Always.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that was bad at the end of the game when he got stripped.
Then he was bitching about not getting the foul call. That was a clean play.
He should have made the layup. He was right underneath the basket.
Yeah, but it was a clean play.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't.
It irked me that he left the floor. I'm not going to lie to you. I understand it's the playoffs. You get upset. It's his first time there, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I'd understand leaving all pissed off if like it was like a chippy series. And like they were physical with each other, but there was not like, I mean, like Morris and Embiid talked trash to each other the whole series. But it wasn't like there was like fights or bench clearing brawls or anything like that. And it wasn't like it was like game 6 or something like that at home and they got a lot of bad calls. They beat them. They just outplayed them.
They got outcoached.
They got outcoached and they got outplayed 4 out of the 5 games.
The greatest coach in NBA today, Brad Stevens.
Yeah. See that he didn't get a single vote for Coach of the Year?
Bullshit.
That was bullshit. I mean, who was it? Dwayne Casey won it, right?
I don't know. He got fired, so it's not like it matters.
He deserved it, though. Dwayne Casey deserved it because those awards are based off your regular season, not your postseason. Because let's be realistic. If those awards included postseason, a lot better chance Ben Simmons doesn't win Rookie of the Year because of Tatum's and Mitchell's performances in the postseason.
LeBron might win NBA Coach of the Year in the playoffs.
Player coach, yeah, it's time to lose.
So it's up to the Phillies now to keep Philadelphia on top. They got to win the World Series.
Might. No shot.
I'm just saying that's what it's down to.
Yeah, get Neris out of the bullpen.
It was a rough weekend for you. I forgot. Yeah. Penguins eliminated on Saturday. Sixers eliminated on... No, it wasn't Saturday. What was it? Oh, they were eliminated like back-to-back days, though, weren't they?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, can we talk about that real quick? Washington Capitals, Eastern Conference Finals?
They're trying to change it up.
Now, so let me ask you this. The Capitals made the Eastern Conference Finals. They're up 1-0 right now on the Lightning. If they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, is it still a bust season for them, or do you consider that to be like a good step moving forward that they were able to break that hump and get into that next round?
It's a good step. But they're facing a Lightning team that's a powerhouse.
Yep, they're up 1-0 on the road.
Yeah.
Washington's a tough building to go in, and Ovechkin's starting to gear up.
Well, he's probably like, yeah, I'm tired of sucking in the playoffs, so let's figure this out.
That'd be nuts, man. And then
They got TJ Oshie.
And then Winnipeg. Winnipeg outlasted the Preds 7 games. It's a good series. Real good series.
Totally destroyed my bracket.
Both my brackets are done.
My bracket's on straight point right now for the NHL. NBA, had a couple mishaps here and there. Did have Toronto going to the finals. So, but I had Boston in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference Finals. I keep fucking that up. I had them in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, and I had the Rockets going from the West. So I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
NHL though, on point. But we're a step in the wrong direction because I had the Lightning beating Caps, and I have Winnipeg beating the Knights. Also, I know you guys didn't see it, but I'm going to ask if you saw it anyway. Did you guys see the hit that Ryan Reeves had last night?
Tell us about it.
So, Ryan Reeves from Winnipeg. He's if you don't know who that is, he's a black hockey player. He's one of those he's like mixed. I just like saying noting that they're a black hockey player. PK Subban. It's like when you have a good black hockey player, it's just uncommon. But anyway, so he's from Winnipeg, right? They're playing the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg. Or Vegas. I don't know where they played last night. Blank on that. But there's a scrummage for the puck going on in front of the Winnipeg bench. Ryan Reeves comes skating in and just lights him up. Right into the bench. Hits him head over heels straight into his own bench. Just obliterates him. And Ryan Reeves is a pretty physical dude. He's one of those guys. He was a St. Louis Blue for a long time. He caused a lot of scraps when the Blues and Blackhawks were playing. He's a very physical guy. He's one of those guys that kind of gets cheap shotted a lot because people don't really they can't out muscle him. So they try to take him out in not cheating way, but kind of a shitty way, you know? Escape behind him and kind of work him so that he trips. Those kinds of things. It's not your fault, but
but you did it on purpose.
Right, exactly. The accidentally on purpose things.
Yeah.
But the Caps, man, they're trying to bring life to Washington sports. Do you think if the Caps can win the NHL, the Stanley Cup, do you think this paves the way for the Nationals to actually get out of the first round?
No.
No?
Nationals are overrated as hell.
Speaking of Nationals,
we're going
June 30th.
Yep.
Philadelphia Phillies, Washington Nationals in Washington.
Hopefully, no.
In Washington.
Hopefully it's not Scherzer.
Hopefully it's not raining.
That too, but hopefully not Scherzer. Anybody else I'm okay with. It could be any one of them.
Maybe Scherzer.
No, I hope it's not. I hope Arrieta's not pitching too.
I do.
I don't.
Or Nola. If it's Vince Velasquez, we're walking out.
I hope it's Matt Alvarez. Hope we guys sign him.
He's a Brewer.
Okay, but you guys can sign him.
You do realize, Riddler, that you're gonna have to go to Modell's. They're gonna make you go to Modell's.
No, because Bob's not going.
Oh, Bob backed out?
Yeah.
Bob said he didn't feel like he belonged because it was me, Mock, and Kyle. So
didn't feel like he belonged.
So now we have an open ticket, and we invited J-Mart.
Nothing against you. It just...
I just figured you'd want to spend time with your loving, dearing girlfriend when she returns back from Disney.
Nothing against me, but the show is done.
You don't have the authority to do that.
You went last year.
Yeah. Secret Phillies trip. Except everybody knew about it.
I could buy another ticket.
No, I'm just joking.
I just figured we'd save you a couple headaches.
I want crab fries. That's what I want.
All right, I'll bring them back.
Nah, they won't be good.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm sorry.
Wait, why won't the crab fries be good?
They'll get cold.
So?
They gotta be hot. I can just make my own. I'll just buy some Old Bay seasoning. I'll make my own crab fries.
What if we keep them hot?
If you can keep them hot for X amount of time.
What if we sit on them?
Oh, well, I don't want them smashed. It's like a...
No. We'll put them in like a hard container, but we'll just use our anus heat to keep them warm. We'll take turns filling the container with natural methane.
Yeah, I don't want your excrement on my crab fries.
A noose?
Same thing.
Wait, what do you mean excrement? I'm not shitting on the fries. We're going to fart on them.
But little pieces come out.
No, put a filter on it, like a
All
Brita
right.
filter.
All
Be a poop Brita filter.
I'll take the filter.
All right. Yeah. So I believe you had something, right?
Yeah, well, since it's Mother's Day, I went through kind of a list of baseball sports moments, and I found two that I think you guys should remember. So if I only get that up real quick.
The MLB uses pink bats today, right?
They do.
It's pretty cool.
See.
They usually all suck with them.
Well, they kind of have to use pink bats because they're like the only sport that doesn't have anything going on during breast cancer awareness. So like, works for them to play on Mother's Day.
And actually, this was at Souls. DraftKings posted this,
Ooh.
of all things. And the two moments are back-to-back, 4 and 3 in their top 10. So the number 4 was in 2006, Ryan Howard came in to pitch hit in the 8th inning after starting the game on the bench with food poisoning. Didn't know about that. And he hit the game-tying home run, which led to extra innings. And his next at-bat, he hit the walk-off. So we're 2 for 2 on the day. Do you remember that, Souls? In 06?
Who'd they play?
That is not mentioned here, which is quite unfortunate.
That's the big key, man.
I'll find it.
Well, I just thought the moment would be big, especially in 2006. Howard not starting. I mean, I get he had food poisoning, but I just figured he would have started.
I mean, he had like 58 home runs that year.
Yeah, he did. Big year.
But 4 years after that is when he started, strike out every at bat.
But yeah, it doesn't say who he played. I'm trying to see in this picture here.
I got it. I'll find it.
But,
on to the next one.
And Paul, 2015, Gordon Beckham.
Gross.
Walk-off hits a walk-off hit against Aroldis Chapman in the bottom of the 9th to give the White Sox the win. Chapman, blah, blah, blah. And it says actually, too, that later that year, he hit a walk-off on Father's Day. So, I don't know if our show well, it's a Sunday, so.
Playing the Reds.
Playing the Reds?
See it happening.
That's actually a big year for him. I'm looking at this like timeline of like stats in his career. So 2006, right? So March, he set a Phillies spring training record with 11 home runs. And then in May 14th, he did that. June 20th, he hit 2 home runs, including a 461-foot shot to the third deck in right field to drive in 7 ribeyes against the Yanks. July 10th, he won the home run derby at PNC Park. September 3rd, he homered 3 times off Tim Hudson from the Braves to become the 17th Philly player.
Bless
I sneezed on it, so you know it's true. To become the 17th Phillies player to hit 3 home runs in a game. Then in September, he hit his 58th home run of the season for a franchise record. And then November 20th, he won the National League MVP award.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Get this too, that year, he became the second player in history behind Cal Ripken Jr. to win the Rookie of the Year and then MVP award in consecutive seasons.
Yeah.
Coming off the bench.
No, that didn't happen.
The moment I was talking about.
Oh,
yes.
that did.
Yeah. No, not coming off the bench. That'd be amazing.
58 home runs off the bench.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. He'd be starting at that point.
They love Tomas Perez.
Yuck.
Now, I have a question for you guys. If you can guess right, I'm not going to give you anything, but I'll think about it. What team does Gordon Beckham play for now?
Ooh, I feel like I knew.
Yeah, I know this too.
Give you a hint, he's in AAA, but all I need is the major team.
Does he play for the Rays?
No.
Really thought it was the Rays.
Padres?
Nope. You guys...
We went the navy blue route, though.
It's not bad, because he's in Seattle.
My 8th choice.
Read that today, that's how I know.
What were you reading today that came up?
Top 20 guys that were
Good in 2015.
And now in the minors, trying to fight back. Will Middlebrooks is on it. He's in Philadelphia.
Nice.
That's funny. Did you guys see that shade that Jalen Ramsey threw at
Josh Allen?
Yeah, Josh Allen?
No.
Of Josh Allen at rookie minicamp. And it's like a kind of like a scene shot type of thing of them running a play. And Josh Allen steps back, and the Bills' caption was Josh Allen's first snap as a Buffalo Bill at rookie training camp. Jalen Ramsey retweeted it and said, "That's a pick waiting to happen."
That's pretty funny.
And then he commented right after, "It's like, I'm going to stop," with a bunch of crying, laughing faces.
He's good. I hope he sucks this year. He's talking such a big game.
I hope they
suck
this year.
because he destroyed the Steelers.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm bitter about that, but I hate when players,
You should be bitter.
especially members of the secondary. I hate that. Because they never pan out to have long careers or any good. Flash in the pan.
Champ Bailey.
But Champ Bailey wasn't talking, he just played.
What are you talking about? He was the biggest trash talker ever.
No.
Champ Bailey?
Fred
he went on
Smoot,
WWE
maybe.
one time and called out other quarterbacks. Wasn't calling out like, "Oh, I want a Royal Rumble right now." Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Imagine like a Royal Rumble quarterbacks.
They're against the offensive lineman.
It wouldn't be fair because Big Ben would win. Because he's the only person that is also a WWE superstar.
That was a very funny moment when he brought the offensive line out.
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
So when he went to Raw.
No, not that. So, but he looks just like Curtis Axel.
Oh, okay.
Actually, they took a
They
picture
took a
together.
picture together at an event, and they look identical.
Okay.
But I do remember that moment you're talking about, too. It's kind of weird. Wasn't that funny of a moment,
They
but
effed up the Big Show,
yeah.
which every celebrity does.
Yeah. Just how it is, I guess.
Anyway, no more wrestling talk.
Until it gets brought up again.
Oh, didn't you want to talk about Matt Harvey?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about Matt Harvey. So this is nothing new to the Mets. He'll suck. A player will start to, go downhill. And then to either deal him or they just won't re-sign him. He'll go to another team right off the bat. Right after their first start. Just play amazing. It's so typical. I'm not surprised. I'm not mad. I'm used to it.
He just needed to change his scenery.
Which I tend to agree with, but it's just so typical that the Mets can so seldomly capture something and hold on to it. And it's infuriating. Daniel Murphy.
Jason Vargas?
We got a problem.
What's up?
So, you're you, right?
I'm me.
And I'm me. But that guy over there, looking at this little Snapchat map, says that Kendall's in Wallingford. So, who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Take off the mask.
All right, let's ask you a question that only Kendall would know. How big's your pecker?
About a quarter and a half pipe there, Bob.
Incorrect. Kendall doesn't have a pecker. Get him.
It's a nose.
It's a no. No, it's a thumb. Could you imagine having a nail on your penis? Having to peel it back every time you gotta pee.
All right. All right. This is a sports show.
Last night, Maksheen, Solza, and I went to go see Avengers. And there's a scene in there that would really gross Kendall out. I was gonna say it, but I was like, it's not a spoiler, but I don't want to give anything away. If anybody, some people out there really don't like to hear anything at all.
Yeah.
But there's an ocular scene.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking it was going to be.
You know what I'm talking about, Souls?
Yeah.
Iron Man related?
Nah.
Nope.
Nah. Nope.
Nick Fury related.
No.
Nice.
Kendall doesn't know who these people are.
He's the motorcycle guy, right?
Are you talking about Ghost Rider?
No, I just said something.
You talking about Ghost Rider?
A guy like a name like Nick Fury sounds like he'd ride a motorcycle.
He's Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't know that.
Anyways.
I think Kendall would like the movies. I think we should sit him down and make him watch them.
I saw the first Iron Man, and I saw I have a tough time knowing the franchises and
When
what
2
universe
comes
is
out,
which.
when the second Infinity War part comes out, that whole week, I think I'm gonna take a week's paid vacation and I'm gonna watch all of them. In succession.
That's so much footage.
Whatever.
Be fun.
Yeah, gotta watch them in like chronological order though. Like I'm talking the whole thing. Every day is gonna be committed to that. I'm gonna veg out on the couch. I mean, we're gonna Agents of Shield. I'm gonna watch the whole Marvel universe in cinematic order, just in case they decide to throw some random fucker in there. I'd be like, I need to know his story. Because like I didn't watch all the Defenders individual series. I didn't watch Jessica Jones, or whatever. We're getting way off topic, but it's gonna happen. And what I meant to say was to tie it in. I'm gonna be wearing a Ryan Howard jersey while I do it.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good idea.
God, that's great.
Saved it.
Not a good idea. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Oh, guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, what do you guys think about Cole Beasley dropping a rap album?
Don't know.
Hey, I'm into it.
Have you heard it?
No. I'm just saying I'm into it. I'm all for athletes, putting out music. Because, I mean, Shaq was amazing.
Not really.
Come on. If you guys
He was
haven't...
better at the Man of Steel.
If you haven't heard Shaq...
Or Kazam.
We're acting aside. If you haven't heard Shaq rapping, just go on YouTube. Type it. You'll be a bunch of videos. Amazing. Totally amazing. He's like dancing. Like freestyling. It's just awful, but it's awesome.
Alright. Meta World Peace, though, should have never made an album.
I don't recall him putting something out.
Yeah, not good.
Was it Ron Artest or was it Meta World Peace?
I think it was Ron Artest, but he was horrific.
Well.
Yeah.
We'll have to download all this content and play it for you guys sometime. Said no.
I saw this thing the other day. Let me think of it. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that James Daniel, your offensive lineman? And James Daniel plays for the Steelers, hasn't he?
James Daniels?
Yeah, he's like number 78.
He's in the Bears.
Is he now?
No, but James Daniels is the guy you guys drafted in the second round.
No, sorry. Showed a picture of the Steelers. That's why. Okay, it says James Daniels, and then it shows that picture. Would you not assume that he's a Steeler?
That's Iowa.
Which, to his credit,
I guess I'll do a shot, but like
the uniforms are
fuck
very
them.
the uniforms are very similar.
They're spot on.
The 80s, 90s Steelers uniforms are the Iowa uniforms now, or vice versa. The Iowa uniforms are the 80s, 90s Steelers. Same thing.
So what do you guys think about Fortnite bringing sports together? A lot of sports people are playing this shit. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Think it brings them together? Think it helps with bonding?
No. I think it hates each other more.
I think Souls, you're just a hater.
Yeah.
Is that can I be correct in that assessment?
Yeah, it's a stupid game.
I like it. I think
You never played it.
No, you cut me off. I said I like it in sports. Juju plays it. I think JJ Watt has played it. Tons of NBA players have played it.
Shaquem Griffin played it 5 times in a row.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think it's great.
Also, did you guys think that Kobe liked a tweet, like it was yesterday or something like that, or this morning or whatever? Someone saying if you had real basketball knowledge, you would know that Kobe's is a more skilled player than LeBron. Kobe like very quietly throwing shade into this LeBron Jordan argument, like just working his name back into it. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's turning off their feed to our show right now.
Yeah, I think they're done.
These guys, did they even get started today?
We're getting there.
We're getting there. It was a tough one. Well, you guys were out late. You guys are.
We fine, man.
Oh no, I'm just saying you guys are. I'm not saying I'm any better. You guys had a late night though. You guys did a tour of the town.
Not of the town, but
of the state. Of the state.
We're in New Britain for like
7 hours.
Yeah.
Want to go see where the bees play?
We didn't get that far.
I think we're gonna go to a bees game this year, aren't we?
Maybe.
No bees games.
We can go to the Argoats
games, bro.
We can see at least the top 10 prospect.
Goat.
Hey, but if we go to the bees, we can see a once top 100 prospect play, Who's past their prime?
Which
Oh,
one's this?
by the way,
anybody.
too, if you guys haven't seen it, or anybody listening hasn't seen it, definitely go out and look because Shaq threw out the first pitch at the Marlins game, and then he did a video of them like him in like one of the training facilities in the stadium doing BP. Shaq at a plate with a baseball bat just doesn't make any sense. He's so big.
What length was the bat?
I don't know. I think it was just like a normal I think he just took a BP bat.
Did he get a hold of anything?
I don't know. I didn't watch the video, but just the picture is hilarious. His arm is longer than the bat. His pinkies are bigger than the bat. Guy's so big.
Guy's a monster.
Yo, how does that guy do everything?
Well, I mean,
One day he's at the TNT studio, the next day he's in like Minnesota
he's a
hanging
busy
out.
guy. He probably doesn't have like a home life. He just goes and does stuff.
He has a family.
I'm sure they're older now.
And
So he doesn't have young kids.
Well, Sharif is going to UCLA. Shout out to Sharif O'Neal. I don't know how good he's supposed to be, but
Hey.
he's going to UCLA.
Good basketball school.
Yeah. Except when the balls were there. Fuck them.
Except for when the balls were there.
Kyle, we all know you watch their show
I have not.
on whatever channel it's on.
It's on Facebook.
It's not even on a network.
It's on Facebook.
Oh, well, now we really know you watch it now.
No.
Yeah. Ball in the family.
Oh, dude.
Check it out on Facebook.
He's
Slash
trying
Ball in
so
the family.
hard to get LiAngelo and LaMelo in the pros, and it's just not going to happen. No, he didn't even get invited to the combine, LiAngelo.
No.
No, he's so bad.
Hey,
Maybe if he would like played 4 years at UCLA and didn't get in trouble, he would be a second-round pick.
maybe. Hey, G League. Go play in the G League.
Yeah, for the fucking Lakers G League team, probably.
Real quick, I saw something today about it this morning on the car right over here. You think, because the Dodgers are not playing Dodgers baseball.
No.
You think if they continue to play the way they're playing and the season ends up being a bust for them, do you think Kershaw stays or do you think he opts for free agency?
It's a tough question.
I think he stays. I just mean, like, they've been in the playoffs, and to some degree, it's been on him. It's not all been on him, but, I mean, he's been just as, to blame for them not advancing as the team not hitting. So I don't think he's going to just jump ship and like, oh, hey, the Dodgers were people holding me back. I think he's happy there, and I don't know.
I think he might leave just because the Dodgers need to revamp that team completely because they're one of the oldest teams, and they lost their best player for the year, Corey Seager, due to Tommy John. And I just feel like Clayton Kershaw will see it as a team that's going to be regressing and might just take, the money and go to a winning environment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, teams would take him. He's amazing. But
Oh, yeah.
what do you think would be like a landing spot for him? I don't.
Like, whoever, like, not
Well, do you
saying
think he
it.
demands a lot of money? He's going
I-
to demand a
like-
lot of money. Even if he has a bad year this year?
But what's his, like, not off the top of your head, but what do you think his contract is right now? I don't think it's like a huge contract. I don't think he like tops any lists, does he?
No, but like he might be just going for the money now.
Yeah.
Or he could just join Houston. Make that rotation better.
That'd be amazing.
Right now, Kershaw. Let's see. His current contract is 7-year, $215 million.
All right.
So he's making about $30 million a year. And he's not supposed to be a free agent until 2021, but he probably has like
He's an opt-out clause.
yeah, he's the opt-out clause. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I mean, if the Dodgers, if he chose that route, the Dodgers would save like $32 million on him next year. I mean, that could go a long way towards signing pieces.
Like, there's talks about the Dodgers maybe trading for Machado and giving him a contract because, Baltimore has 11 wins. And it's just like, he's not going to sign there next year. Trade Machado now. Get what you can for him because he ain't coming back.
Do you think there's any potential on a Machado Kershaw deal?
No.
Well, I think there's more merit to him being traded than him walking away when the season's done. I think he wants to stay. And I think if the Dodgers want to rebuild, I think they would look to get a piece and like, hey, what can we get for Kershaw? I see that being more feasible than him waiting out a season, whatever happens. The Dodgers aren't going anywhere fast. Why wait? If they want him gone and want to rebuild, why wait?
Let me ask you a question. How far-fetched do you think this could be? So let's say Kershaw does decide to walk this season, right? Wherever he ends up, do you think it would be too far-fetched of an idea to say that the Dodgers end up with Chris Sale?
Yeah, I don't think he leaves Boston. I think Boston's his last team.
But see, I don't think he wants to leave Boston, but I think Boston might potentially would part ways with him. Because they've got a lot of people that are becoming free agents that are really good. And Mock and I were talking about it. Boston is notorious for letting really good guys walk away. Like, Bogarts is going to be getting a payday soon, and Betts is going to be getting a payday soon. And I think both of them are more pivotal parts of the Red Sox than Sale is.
But I think they would.
I think the rotation is getting good enough now where they don't necessarily need Sale to be on the team.
I think Sales would stay. I think they would part ways with Rick Porcello, David Price. I think they would try and keep Sale and let go all the other kids, all the other guys, and then try and bring in like pitchers that would mold around him.
I mean, I get that, but why would you get rid of like three pitchers that are like three good pitchers and keep one great pitcher and then take a risk on a bunch of people?
Well, because David Price just got diagnosed with carpal tunnel, so you don't know how like his hands are already fucked up.
Right, but I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying, but like even without Price, you're talking about like two to three good pitchers.
Rick Porcello's overrated,
but he's still a good pitcher.
He's okay. Like. He's whatever. He's a 3 or 4. He's not no ace. You can find another one of those anywhere.
But the challenge isn't. The challenge is finding one though.
And you can easily. I'm sure. I'm sure there's somebody.
I don't think it's that easy because every team has been trying to do it, and every team look at the White Sox. They've been trying to find pitching since before Sale came in, since their 05 rotation, and they've been nothing but bust the whole time through. The White Sox haven't had a good pitcher except for Chris Sale and Quintana since Burley.
I think Porcello is better than you're giving him credit for. But I understand what you're saying, that you can just find anybody to fill that stop and win 8 games for you. I mean, I don't know.
It's like pitchers, like pitching's different. Because, like, Charlie Morton was terrible, and when he first came up, he was bad. Then he won the World Series last year, and now this year has like a 2 ERA, has a bunch of strikeouts.
But that doesn't mean anything because
pitchers are a diamond. Like pitchers, you can find anywhere.
I understand that, but Morton doesn't mean Morton's gonna have a good year next year.
No, but I'm just saying. I feel like Rick Porcello is replaceable.
Well, I'm not talking about Rick Porcello, but I'm talking about
I'm
talking. But I'm talking your shop. You're talking about shopping 2 to 3 of their like. Rotation pitchers, that guaranteed rotation pitchers.
It's hard to find a dominant ace like Chris Sale.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you're managing a team, would you rather have one good ace and take a risk on 4 other pitchers, or have 4 other pitchers that you know are going to go out and give you contested, good games they'll keep you in the games if they're not winning them, and try to find a 5th guy that might come through for you at some point? Because it's really hard to play from behind in baseball regularly. Yeah, the White Sox do it all the time. They've been doing it since 05.
Like, question marks.
And Sale's the type of guy, too, where Chris Sale can go out and throw you 14 strikeouts, but Chris Sale could also go out and give up 6 runs in 2 innings. It's a flip of the coin. It just happens to land on strikeouts more than it lands on. But every time he's out on the mound, it's a gamble. And Chris Sale has a curse about him, because whenever Chris Sale's out there and he's not pitching well, he doesn't get run support. Ever.
Doesn't get run support ever.
I thought it was a White Sox thing. It's turned that way for the Red Sox, too. Most games, I mean, last season specifically. Last season, there was a lot of games he was going out there throwing 14 strikeouts and giving up 3 hits, and the Red Sox would lose 2-1. Because the 2 hits would be home runs. Guy gives up a lot of home runs.
Hey.
He's no Jeff Samardzija, but...
Oh, man, he's bad.
Yeah. Pitched a perfect game with him, though, on the show.
He's that guy that,
I just found a noodle. Oh, it's a rubber band.
He's that guy that should have been good, but his fastball is way too fucking flat, and everybody just catches up to it.
Hey, he's had some good moments. I don't know. He just hasn't been
Plus,
dominant.
Plus, he's got a cool nickname.
Shark.
When he was a White Sox, they had the Shark Tank. And you got little Jeff Samardzija shark hats. And shark fin K cards.
He kind of looks like a shark a little bit.
Yeah.
Should have went to football.
He looks
hair.
like he looks like the straggly tooth one from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Chum?
Maybe. Other than Bruce, uncredited, those other sharks.
Chum's a good name for a shark.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Finding Nemo?
No,
Really?
I don't like cartoon movies.
Kyle, that's so false.
Not false.
You love Space Jam.
Yeah, but it just
How many cartoon Ninja Turtle movies have you watched?
not. I've only watched the real ones.
So what's the difference between watching a cartoon Ninja Turtle TV series and watching a cartoon movie?
Don't know. I just never got into them.
And you're a great lover of Scooby Doo.
I don't know. I only watched a few cartoons growing up. I watched like 3.
Scooby Doo.
Pup named Scooby Doo.
Oh my god. Get up.
And Emerald.
And we're done. And we're done. Puppet Scooby Doo was terrible. Why'd you watch that?
Pup named Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
I was a kid.
That's a terrible excuse, Kyle. At the age of 4, you should have had enough wherewithal to know that show was
reasoning.
absolute garbage.
Yeah, I was a kid. What can I say? I was a
Does that
kid.
explain your choice in sports teams, too? Because you were just a kid? You were just like, nah, I like the Phillies.
No, that was my dad.
He was a Dolphins fan growing up.
Who, Kyle?
Yeah,
Oh, without a doubt. Big Tannehill guy.
yeah.
When Kyle was 4, he was like, this dude is going to be so good when he gets out of middle school.
And Pat White.
Oh.
Don't know what he's doing these
Who was
days.
the quarterback for the Dolphins when we were in middle school? Was it Greasy?
No,
In middle school?
they went through a lot. Guy who played in Kansas City for a long time. Number 10, Trent Green. Trent Green went there.
Did he?
Yeah, played there for like a season or two.
I know they had Sage Rosenfels.
Cleo Lemon.
Gus Farrat.
They've just had no luck at quarterback.
But they're fucking stupid. They're a stupid organization. Sorry, got a little heated there.
Only you got heated.
Yeah,
there.
because they're just so dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You trade up to get a guy in Deion Jordan who had one good year in college, and then he was a complete bust because he couldn't get off the steroids or drugs. Okay, and then you just keep drafting stupid players. Like you bring in Ndamukong Suh, which like at the time everyone was like, but he was an asshole, and the Dolphins already had a lot of assholes on the team. It's like the Rams. You don't know what you're gonna expect because they're just a bunch of assholes. That's why I'm scared for that defense. Like there's too many egos on one team. That's what the Dolphins like to do.
Matt Moore, Chad Pennington.
All right, and now we're going back to the
The
quarterbacks.
list goes on for them.
I feel like Kyle thinks every NFL organization is stupid, with the exception of like the Steelers, the Patriots because they win, and then the Lions because he's got a hard on for Stafford.
No, they're stupid too.
I think you just think about like the Bears, like they're stupid. He always has something negative to say about Chicago,
No,
New Orleans,
they had a good draft.
Kansas City, San Diego,
Yeah.
both New York teams. Just any team, but that doesn't wear black and gold, or is the New England Patriots. And he probably called New England stupid if they didn't win like 8 Super Bowls.
Well, the Jets are a bad team too.
Dante Culpepper.
Oh, I forgot he was there.
Yeah.
Yuck.
They got Brock now.
Yeah,
so,
it's gonna be big for him this year.
yeah, he's doing nothing. Tannehill might tear his ACL again, so he'll have a chance.
There's somebody else in the back of my mind. I just can't think of it right now. The season when they went 1-15, they went through like 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know who gave up their first win was
Patriots?
the Ravens.
Good.
They lost in like the last play of the game or overtime.
Good.
Very happy about that. I remember watching that game.
How? Why was it on TV?
It was just on. Well, you know what happened? It was in between games. A lot of the 1 o'clock games finished. 4 o'clock hadn't
okay.
started.
I'll just say.
That game wasn't on. That wasn't like your first choice in our area.
Could have was in Baltimore for the weekend.
Your choice.
That's right. Guys, want to take a little bit of break? And,
You just shut your mouth.
whoa.
Yeah, we'll take a break. When we come back, Souls, got a topic?
All right.
Do you have a topic?
I do.
And what is it? Topic for a new segment coming up next hour?
Top 5 power rankings and surprising teams and disappointing teams.
We'll see you next hour. Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and we're joined together here by everybody. And by everybody, we mean half of everybody.
Half of everybody.
Half of everybody. Souls has abandoned us. He's on a phone call for the moment. But, so we're back. No Facebook Live today. We're just having a couple of technical difficulties, and we don't have a full house, so
Facebook is not being friendly to us today.
Yeah, we'll keep it light. But when Souls is back on, we do it. Get the top 5. The new segment coming up called Riddlers Rankings.
He's here.
Brand new.
We got to come up with music for it. Riddlers Rankings.
Need like a hotkey button.
Yeah, I got you.
Lasers.
I got you.
Riddlers Rankings.
It's somehow perfect.
So today's Riddlers Rankings are brought to you by Moose Knuckles, the perfect accessory for women's crotch.
By the letter R.
Wow, by the letter R as well.
So today's Riddlers Rankings are the top. I don't know. Kyle was supposed to give me a topic, but he kind of fucked it up. I was like, Kyle, give me a topic.
I did.
And he was like, Kyle, you said power ranking, top 5 baseball, hottest teams, coldest teams. That's 3 things.
Yeah, well, you said topics. Gave you topics.
So as we throw you a bone, you just bury it.
Listen, man. Get off my nuts.
All right, moving on.
We'll save the Riddlers Rankings for later.
We'll do some better planning.
At least I'm not coughing.
Yeah, at least I'm not coughing. Forgive me.
Yeah.
It was a laugh cough.
Fix it.
I did.
All right.
Good.
Can we move past this now?
We're moving past this. I'm feeling better already.
All right, we'll do it. So, anyway, back to the Riddlers Rankings. Riddlers Rankings.
Do.
Today's Riddler Rankings are the top 5, Riddlers top 5, hottest hitters in baseball right now.
All right.
Right now.
Right now?
This very moment.
Right now. So we're going to kind of go based off of last 7 games kind of deal, but we'll throw in some other stuff as well. So right now, at number 5, Paul has Francisco Lindor. Cleveland shortstop. His last 7 games, he's batting .500. He's got 4 home runs, 5 ribeyes, a lot of solo shots.
It's
10 for 20 in the last 7 games. It's pretty good.
It's what happens when you're a leadoff hitter. Hit a lot of solo home runs.
Just ask Curtis Granderson.
And don't have a lot of RBIs.
Yeah.
But nah, he's one of the best shortstops in the game.
Yeah. Number 4, Aaron Judge. Right fielder for the New York Yankees. He's batting .364, but that's kind of acceptable for a big power hitter. Guys going to strike out a lot. But he's 8 for 22, but he's got 3 home runs, 13 ribeyes.
That's a Yankees team that's showed some very cold spots here and there, and not that he's been inconsistent, but if he wants to be the player that everyone wants him to be, then he's got to step up in big spots.
He's gonna strike out.
Yeah,
it's the nature of the beast.
I mean, .364 is still
no,
really
that's
good.
Great.
Number 3, Chris Bryant from the Cubs, batting .364 with 4 home runs, 7 ribeyes, and the reason I gave him the knock over Judge was because he's also got 12 runs scored, which is pretty impressive.
That's in
7
games?
In the last 7 games, yeah.
All after being hit in the head.
Scooting in at number 2 is Scooter Jeanette.
I knew he was going to do it. As soon as he said scooting, that's the first person that came to my head.
Batting .538, 14 for 26 with 10 ribeyes, 4 home runs, and 7 runs scored, which that's kind of that's pretty good considering he's more known for being a utility fielder.
Yeah.
He has a starting job because he plays for the worst team in baseball.
And number 1 on the first ever Riddlers Rankings is
Drum roll, please.
Asdrubal Herrera.
Wait, a double Herrera?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Boo.
You know, he can't just say yay. Like, he's got to be like, oh, can I correct you? But, like,
No,
make
no,
it...
I was confused. I thought you meant Asdrubal Cabrera.
Nope. Anyway, he's batting .571, 12 for 21, with 3 home runs, 10 ribeyes, a stolen base, and 7 runs scored.
Yeah, he's been really good lately.
Well, the reason I gave him number 1 is because on the season, we're like, what? We're about 50-ish games into the season, right? On the season, I'm pretty sure his stat line is like 6 home runs and 24 RBIs. So he pretty much doubled all his stats in like the last week.
Yeah.
He's got 2 stolen bases on the season, one of them in the last 7 days. I think he's got like 24 home runs on the season, 10 of them in the last 7 days. Or 24 ribeyes, sorry, and like 10 of them in the last few days. And he's got 6 home runs on the season, 3 of them in the last 7 days. So, it's been hot.
He also has a streak where he can reach base safely 40 straight games. So, yeah, this guy doesn't walk. So,
That's his biggest like problem. Swings at everything.
Yeah.
well,
Honorable mention goes out to Machado. He didn't make the cut because he's not. It's still decent, but he's only batting .280. But he's got 4 ding dongs in the last week, so yeah.
he ain't going to be in Baltimore much longer.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
He's being traded for Kershaw.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Hey, we just talked about it. It's fact. I think Herrera's been hanging around with Franco too much.
Why?
Those guys just like to swing at anything.
Well, all right. Since they brought in Carlos Santana, he kind of helped them like see pitches, so they've been taking more walks. Herrera walked 3 times in one game against the Giants. He struck out. But
So where do you want the award sent?
Carlos Santana for teaching them.
All right, I'll give you that. But let's see a couple games where he draws at least like a walk or 2. Like,
Listen, I know this. All right, I know they don't walk. All right,
I'm speaking on your behalf to the people as a non-biased,
They're
slightly
doing
biased.
They're doing better.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Better doesn't
And
mean a whole lot.
The
but-
dud of the week on topic. Freddie Galvis. Last 7 games, no home runs, 1 ribeye, 1 stolen base, batting an impressive 120.
I think there's a sound effect for that week too,
Woo!
like from the Three Stooges, like or Zoidberg from Futurama.
So this should be the thing moving forward. Every week we have a Riddlers Rankings.
Riddlers Rankings.
Yeah, it'll be
Now,
on
is
it could be any topic type of thing.
Is it your pick or does it we pitch it to you?
You guys can pitch it to me. We'll do like a thing, because it's going to be kind of an off-the-cusp thing. So I figure we'll do it, one of those things you guys will kind of, whoever has one, you can announce it pre-break, and then I'll do a quick homework thing over the break.
All right, I like it.
So our breaks usually last 10 minutes-ish. Today was a little long because we were trying to figure things out on Facebook, but yeah. Could be anything. It could be, like hottest players in the like NBA playoffs right now. It could be just a rankings of teams. If it's something's going on, top 5 drafts, all that stuff. Be anything.
It's got the perfect name for it too. Riddlers Rankings.
Yeah. Riddlers Rankings.
All right, well then, if you want that to be the thing, then you gotta do
We
it
got
all the
to
time.
doing it though, so we can just hit a button.
Yeah.
We're like Riddlers Rankings.
I wish we had just like a hotkey button, like right over here.
Can we record that so we can use it?
We could probably make one. There's a program on here that.
All right,
they have.
we need to get on it. This needs to happen this week, so we can have it for next Sunday.
There's a whole thing. I mean, it's got like the Family Guy in here.
Look, you're not hearing me.
I know.
I want it for next week to go. Woo, 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 woo.
There's probably like a Three Stooges.
It's almost like the space ghost thing. Though.
Yeah.
All right. We're off topic, as per usual. Welcome back to All Things Considered.
Whispering into the microphone.
Yeah, how do you do that for as long as he does?
I don't know. That's amazing.
Welcome back to All Things,
All things
Considered.
considered. It's like just bass in his voice.
And he does the whistling,
Yeah.
the whistling. Still has
So is
no
Ruskin.
clue what's going on right now. He thinks we're talking about him. Oh, shout out to Mike the Captain Mock sharing our post. He's not too busy to share Facebook posts.
Nerd.
Nerd. Any shout outs anybody wants to give?
Well, for Mother's Day, I'll shout out my mother Sally, and yeah.
I'll shout out Mother Virginia.
Is she listening?
She said she was. I don't know if she still is.
Is that the phone call you received?
Yeah, she yelled at me. I have to do it. So, hi, Mom.
It's just funny because, like, you said Mother Virginia, and for some reason I just pictured you singing Sister Christian, but with Mother Virginia.
It's true. Well, I mean, she called you. She's probably listening. I would imagine that's what the call was about.
No.
Rita, did you want to?
Hi.
Hold on. Now you're live.
Hi.
Anybody you want to shout out?
My mother. She's not listening, but she is in spirit.
All right. Well, then you're getting off the microphone.
Hey, that's all right.
If you're not listening.
She doesn't know how to work the computer.
That's not true.
That's mostly true.
I'll tell you what, she's on Facebook more than probably this entire group combined.
Yeah.
I don't know how
with
she
Siri.
hasn't been kicked off of Facebook.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
So Souls, talk some baseball.
All right, Captain Riddler.
Who are the 3 hottest teams in baseball right now?
All right. Well, Houston. Actually, it's not even Houston anymore. It's just their pitching staff. I don't know. Get back to me.
Here's a question. I'm going to say something. Nah, you know what? Just skip me.
Well, the Yankees.
Oh, man.
Yankees and Red Sox are both playing lights out. And Atlanta Braves. I hate to say it, but they're at the top of the division right now.
The Braves are surprising.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Talk about some cold teams in baseball. White Sox.
Orioles.
Worst start ever. like 9-36.
White
And it's
Sox.
weird. It doesn't even seem like it because there's been a decent amount of games they been in. It's just I don't know. They're just terrible.
I guess that the pitching is just not there.
No, the team's not there. We're gonna lose Moncada before we even know what he had.
He's starting to pick it up though. Before he got hurt.
Yeah.
I just want to go back and say that the Reds are the worst team in baseball. I don't care what anyone says. Their fucking starting rotation ERA is 5.9. It's ridiculous.
Well, don't you worry. Harvey will find his way to the ace role, and he'll just, pitch lights out for them.
Oh, I know he will. I'm really excited about it. Cincinnati deserves somebody that can pitch. But they've been trying with these kids. They bring them up, call them down. Bring them up, call them down. And none of them can get through a game.
Well, it's more recent. You have to remember, they had Bronson Arroyo.
Sorry, I was just looking at something Barstool posted. Guy was doing a slow pitch softball gender reveal and struck out. Ball hit the ground. He was having a girl.
Good for him.
What a bad day all around for him. Girls stink. They have cooties.
Nerd.
Yeah. Girls will tell you they don't like something and then they turn around and love it.
Yep.
Wrestling.
Like wrestling. Namely.
Food.
You're off the air. Don't
You're
even bother.
You can't defend yourself.
For those of you that keep the inside jokes, Rebecca, we used to watch wrestling at school, and Rebecca was like, "This is so stupid. How do you watch it? You know it's fake. They're so dumb. It's so gross. All these guys, blah, blah, blah." And then all of a sudden, the next day, I'm in love with wrestling. I'm going to devote my life to it.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, wrestling sucks.
All right, here. You can defend yourself for a few moments.
Wrestling is great.
All right, off the air.
That was your opening line.
Yes.
I could have said that, and I feel that way, but I don't know.
I used to watch it when I was little.
No, you used to be in the living room while your dad watched it.
I liked it.
No. You liked The Rock.
Yeah.
I liked it
because you
back
like
then
interracial people
more than I do now.
And that's about it. It's like, but the comment. Like it would be like me being like, "Oh, I was at my friend's house, and he's like a big Dodgers fan, so I was in the room while the Dodgers were on. So I know all about them.
I know all about the Dodgers.
I know about the Dodgers,
But I have a
AJ
genuine
Ellis.
interest in it.
But
Now.
the point isn't the genuine interest. The point was the extreme distaste and hatred for it, and then all of a sudden, just flip the switch it's the greatest thing ever. I love it so much.
Well, it's true.
it's not though.
It's not the greatest. It used to be so much better. Way before your time.
All right, we're gonna pot you down.
Goodbye. So yeah. Anyway, we're just so off topic today. So yeah, who do you? It's obviously way too early, but you think the Yankees or the Red Sox take the division? I think the Red Sox have more consistent hitting,
I'm gonna go with.
less gleaming holes.
I'm going with the Red Sox just because of their pitching.
Yeah.
Yankees pitching is so spotty.
Yeah. Well, I think the Yankees will be in it. I feel they're going to find, like, just like how the year started, like, Stanton will kind of struggle late, and then...
You think Stanton's a Yankee for the rest of his career?
No.
No. You think he plays his contract out and then...
Well, that's going to be until, like, 7 years from now.
But once he figures it out, not to say that he hasn't already, I think he's going to play a place with a short porch wherever he goes. You know, whether it's New York.
All he has to do is hit the ball in the air, and it's going to go.
Colorado.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Yeah,
That's where he should have went.
He should have went to Philadelphia.
No. Why?
We could have said that about our teams.
Yeah.
Short porch.
So the White Sox have a short porch.
And I just wanted him. I hate to see him in the Yankees. He looks like an asshole there.
I just hate the mouth guard thing.
They all do it now, though.
I hate it.
Players are afraid. They get hit once. I don't know.
But his was bad, though.
Well, I'm not.
No, I'm saying I can understand him doing it because, like, a lot of facial features were broken.
Who?
Giancarlo. But Chris Bryant, you get hit in the head once, bro. Calm yourself.
I'm not making light of the situation. It's dangerous, but I think back to every hockey discussion we've ever had.
Dudes have caught skates to the neck. It's a blade. Like,
I don't know.
most players still don't even wear face masks.
And not to say that it's obstructed vision, but I think you think about it more when your helmet kind of reaches below, like where your mouth is.
Making a phone call over there?
I'm giving an example, which not everyone can see, but anytime you make the call me, so that's what I'm doing right now.
I don't know. It's whatever. I don't care about it. If they get hit, they get hit with it.
I know. If I were good enough, I don't think and got hit, I wouldn't wear it.
No, you have to.
I mean, I find it interesting. More so, I get the switch hitters. Actually, the person I'm thinking of really is Jimmy Rollins, who wore the helmet with the cover on both sides of his head. And that's something you wear like in Little League and growing up.
It's all about like what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, it's so rare in the majors. I feel like it's gonna be distracting.
Did you guys see on Friday night? Did you see the AA ball, the game interruption due to an animal?
No.
The San Antonio Missions, the Padres organization, and the Frisco Rough Riders Rangers organization, they had to delay the game because of like a 5-foot snake slithered into center field.
Wow.
I would have drop kicked that snake.
Kyle would have been out real quick.
Get this thing.
They caught it with a bucket. The best part, up against the outfield wall. They like cornered it and just shoved it in a bucket. I'm like, oh, that snake's pissed off.
That dangerous Texas baseball. Armadillos in the stands.
So, you really think it's going to be Warriors Cavs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I think the Celtics are too young.
How many games do you think it goes?
6.
What about the Warriors Rockets?
6.
6?
It's just going to be the same. I'm not going to watch it.
This is will.
And then the Warriors are winning 5.
4.
I think Houston does it. I think they win in 7.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think they got that push. Like Chris Paul has that hunger. I think they do it.
Yeah, but they got to face Steph.
Yes, I
Kevin
know.
Durant.
I know who they have to face. I get it. They're really good. They've proved it. They've proved 73 games worth. They're good. I don't know. I think
You just
Goliath can be beat.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this. This is I found this to be intriguing. We'll talk about these. This will take up some time, but so this morning, 7 realistic trades NFL trades that could happen after the draft before the season. So this one was Broncos trade Shane Ray, pass rusher, to the Bears.
For what?
Well, I don't.
Just
They're just talking about player. Yeah.
I could see it. Add another pass rusher in Chicago.
Yeah.
And Broncos got Bradley Chubb, so Shane Ray's kind of a replaceable guy. He hasn't really lived up to the hype yet. Get him out of Denver. See what he can do in a smaller market. Not a small market, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, they only have Leonard Floyd, who's had some injuries staying healthy, some issues staying healthy, and then Akeem Hicks, and so they need some pass rush stuff. They did well in fixing other areas of it, but
Like, he wouldn't be a bad, like, gamble.
yeah,
You give, like, a 5th or 6th rounder for him, and he turns out to be great, you got yourself a steal. If he sucks, you only get a 5th or 6th rounder. It's all right.
This one was Dante Fowler traded from the Jaguars to the Lions.
See, I don't like that.
Another pass rusher. Lions need pass rushing.
Yeah, but I don't like that for the Jaguars' sake.
Who did they draft? Did they draft
They drafted defensive tackle, Tavon Bryan.
which is a pass rusher in a different sense?
Because Fowler also didn't get his 5th-year option picked up.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. In my opinion, I think Fowler's that guy that can. He might not be an every down player, but you can bring him in situations and he can get.
Well, one thing that the Jaguars started to do, and a lot to their credit, is they have depth. And
well,
I think
the problem for the Jaguars is they just might not be able to fit him on the team.
The Lions would be a good fit for him if he does get traded. Because all they really have is Ziggy Ansah. Might not be there after this year.
Broncos trade Emmanuel Sanders to the Cowboys.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, they got Deontay Thompson and Allen Hurns, but I don't know.
The only thing, though, the Broncos behind Demaryius Thomas doesn't have a whole lot.
Yeah,
Their receiving corps is very weak. And it's just like, I mean, they drafted Courtland Sutton in the 2nd round, but it's just like, you go out and you get Case Keenum to try and bring you back to where you were.
well, but the thing is, I think they're also like I think they got Case Keenum to give them some competition in that stacked division, but at the same time, I think they're trying to rebuild their offense. And I mean, like they got Sutton, and so I don't think Sanders or Thomas are there much longer. I think they both leave.
And they're both kind of old, like for a receiver.
Yeah.
And the
Seahawks
Cowboys
trade Earl Thomas to the Cowboys.
Yeah. Earl Thomas already said he basically wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And Seattle's just going downhill fast.
Well, I mean, they had their time in the sun. I mean, who's older, Sanders or Thomas? I mean, not that it matters, but do you know which
I
one?
think Earl Thomas is a little bit older.
Were we talking about Demaryius in?
Well,
Jump back to the Broncos.
The interesting thing is that Earl Thomas so far hasn't showed up to any like off-season stuff for Seattle, and it was reported that the Cowboys had made a trade offer for him during the draft.
And the Cowboys didn't want to give up their 2nd round pick, which is stupid.
Now Thomas got hurt.
Which one are we going on?
Jumping back to Seattle, Earl Thomas, he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
He tore his
Where's
ACL.
the confusion
2 years
there,
ago.
Kyle?
You were talking about the Broncos beforehand.
Yeah,
Well, we're talking about Seattle now.
No, but he said something about Thomas and Sanders before.
So this would be his year coming back if
No, 2nd year back.
second year back.
Yeah. He played all last year.
He did play all last year.
Cam Chancellor got hurt last year.
Cam Chancellor. Damn Seattle.
Seattle's defense is in a rough spot.
Like Cliff Avrill's done.
Cliff Avrill's gone. Yep. Sherman's gone.
Bobby Wagner
Is
gone?
No.
Chancellor playing this year?
I couldn't tell you. And I know Michael Bennett's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Bobby Wagner was gone. Who did Cliff Averill retire? Or did he go somewhere?
I mean, he's technically
Somebody go to the Raiders?
no. He's not on any team. Like there's talks about him not being able to play again because of his neck.
Oh,
But he wants to play. But it's like you're probably not going to, bro.
Teddy Bridgewater to the Jaguars.
whoa.
If Blake Bortles sucks, I can see it. Because the Jets have McCown and.
But these are trades that would happen before the season starts.
Then yeah, I can see it.
Because the Jets right now are carrying 4 quarterbacks, including the number 3 pick in Darnold. McCown's a surefire. They're going to keep him, whether he's a backup or the starter. Teddy Bridgewater is kind of like a prove it thing, but I think that was they signed him as a safety valve in case they weren't able to get the quarterback they wanted in the draft. And they still have, I mean, who cares? But they still have Christian Hackenberger. But Hackenberger knows the system, whereas Bridgewater doesn't. So I can see that. And then number 7 is the Giants trade Eric Flowers to the Colts. I don't see that one just because I don't see any team, like, unless the Giants are willing to just take whatever for him, I don't really see any team willing to give more than the 6th round pick for him.
Agreed.
Just because he hasn't proven anything. I think Eric Flowers does have talent. I don't know if the Giants just don't fit him. Because we see that all the time. We see players that play like 4 or 5 years in an organization, and they're average to below average, and then they go somewhere else and they light it up.
Mm-hmm.
He just might not be the right fit for the Giants, and the Giants might not be the right fit for him. Either way, it's a cancer for both of them to be together still. But I just don't know. If the Giants are willing to just take whatever to get rid of him, then I think he moves. But if the Giants are like, he was a good pick, and he shows signs of bright side, and we want like a 5th or 4th round pick for him, nobody's going to bite on that. So...
And the Colts would be a good spot for him.
I think so, too. There were some other notable mentions in here that I thought were intriguing. Patriots trade Brandon Cooks to the Rams.
Wow.
I can see that.
Trying to build up that receiving staff even more.
Yeah, for some reason, getting rid of Brandon Cooks is a good idea. Like, I don't know.
You sure you could see that?
I got a text message from Maxime Washable. We talking Eric Flowers?
He's trying to Skype in. He says he can't, says we're not on. But,
I could also see the Seahawks trading Michael Bennett to the Eagles.
I can see that, too.
Yeah. Or maybe like Jarvis Landry to the Browns.
Yeah, well, Browns need a receiver.
Yeah.
Don't know why the Dolphins would do it, but...
Well, I think the Dolphins are just in...
Are a dumb team.
Well, I just think they're just in, like, we don't know what to do right now mode. So they're just like, let's just kind of...
What bothers me is that they let go of Landry, but they gave Albert Wilson $24 million over 3 years. That guy hasn't done anything.
They have to. You have to give away a certain amount of money. Otherwise, you get fined. It's like a spend it or lose it kind of thing.
Well, it's like, don't give it to a guy that doesn't play a lot.
He'll probably be playing more.
He's... How, though? You got Devontae Parker. You got Kenny Stills still. They have Danny Amendola. They have now Albert Wilson. I am pretty sure they drafted another one.
But the NFL doesn't work on 2, 3, 4 receivers anymore. I mean, yeah, he's probably not going to go out there and be a 6 touchdown, 4 or 5,000 or 500-yard guy on like 40 receptions. But the NFL doesn't work on that type of thing anymore. You got to have 4 to 5 receivers that you can rely on going out there every game. It's part of the reason the Broncos aren't that good. They've only had Sanders and Thomas. After that, it's just a deep fall off.
Benny Fowler. Yeah.
Not there anymore.
Same issue the
I know.
Steelers have kind of had, though.
I know.
I mean, last year you guys had Smith, Schuster, and Brown, and then after that it was, Brian couldn't figure his shit out there, and after that it was Eli Rogers.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he was kind of a bum.
He had some big plays for you guys though in the Jaguars playoff game.
Before he tore his ACL.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
Maybe James Washington's all right. We'll find out. I could also see the Steelers trading Martavis Bryant to the Raiders.
Nah.
Yeah, that's probably,
Nah.
they might even do that draft day when that comes around.
Yeah, like 3rd round pick. I take it.
So dumb.
Get a guy like Mason Rudolph with that pick. If he falls.
Hey, have you guys seen all that nonsense with Big Ben and the media, Stephen A, Mason Rudolph? It's no sports news in football right now. That's why that's happening. Like Ben just said, I plan on playing longer. I don't know why the Steelers drafted a quarterback, something to that effect. And then Stephen A is like, Ben, why you even talking? Blah, 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 blah. I'm Stephen A, blah, 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 blah. And
Listen, as a fan, I understand why they picked him. Ben gets hurt. Landry Jones sucks ass. And they don't believe in Josh Dobbs. Do you bring in a guy that has potential to being Ben's backup for a few years, And then when Ben decides to hang up the cleats, you put him in the
And I
starter.
think too, Ben could say whatever he wants, like, "Oh, I'll play for 10 more years." It doesn't mean anything. You're just saying something. I mean, you can go tear your ACL this coming season. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Also,
So-
can we talk about, real quick, getting off the NFL train to go back to NBA, can we talk about Brian Colangelo, Sixers GM? Talk about him being full of absolute shit. Did you see his end of the season press conference? He talked about having 100% trade to get up to the number 1 overall pick to take Fultz over Tatum again and again and again. He would do it every time.
At the time, the point guard was... At the time...
No. But he's saying he would do it again.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
At the time, I understand. But he's saying he would do it again. He's saying that Fultz is a better talent.
Have to see it next year.
This is the guy that we're talking about trading away to get Kawhi Leonard. And we're saying we would totally 100% pick him over Tatum again.
I hear you.
That's horseshit. It's full of crap. Makes me mad.
Like, it's inevitable. Like, Fultz, if the Sixers are really serious about getting Kawhi Leonard, Fultz is gone.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because the Spurs are pretty lacking at that position, with DeJounte Murray being, he is who he is, and Tony Parker being like 55 years old. So it's kind of like, you want to rebuild your team, you don't want Kawhi anymore, we'll give you Fultz and the 2 first-round picks. You guys can rebuild.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a 2 seed next year.
I mean, for as far as the 76ers, it's like they're not really missing out on anything because they never really saw anything. I mean, he played 7 games off the bench or something like that, or I mean, I don't know. It's
And also, just like T.J. McConnell proved that he belongs on that team over Fultz. The guy plays with so much heart. He cares. He does whatever he can. He started.
Yeah, we hear it every show.
All right, you know what? I'm done. I'm quitting.
we hear that every show.
Offense versus defense, NBA. Eastern and Western Conference Finals, right? What's the most intriguing matchup to you? Like somebody on offense versus somebody like LeBron on offense versus like Morris on defense or something like that. Like, what's the most intriguing offensive-defensive matchup for you moving forward? What's going to be like the key to a team winning? So I'll go first. For me, it's Chris Paul defensively against Steph Curry. Chris Paul is an elite perimeter defender and is physical enough around screens and stuff that I think he has the ability to keep Steph Curry off his game. I think Steph Curry this series will be taking a lot more deeper threes. But I think if Chris Paul can shadow him and prevent those like lost in transition type of plays where Curry ends up in the corner by himself, I think that could go a long way to the Rockets sealing a series win. Moore said that he's the best at guarding LeBron James besides Kawhi Leonard. I just thought it was funny that he said that. It's just, how often do you really hear a player say, like, I'm the best with the exception of?
Yeah, he's better than me at this. It's like, Marcus Morris, calm down. You're a 6 man.
Doesn't mean he's not good at it.
No, I'm not saying that.
Trevor Ariza, Draymond Green. Now, I only say that because I feel like Trevor Ariza is call him the forgotten Rocket. I don't know. Is that a fair thing to say? I mean, kind of like a guy who's not really, but he's a starter,
Mm-hmm.
and Draymond has a way of getting in everybody's head, and I feel as though Harden, Paul versus Draymond won't be a thing. I feel like it'll be somebody like Trevor Ariza or
Klay Thompson will cover James Harden.
And it's tough for me to know because they're one of those teams that play with like they have like 3 power forwards. It's confusing to me. But I don't know. I just feel like Draymond has a way of getting in people's heads, and the guy to me that would like fall to that would be like a guy like Trevor Ariza. So that would be an intriguing matchup to see how that unfolds.
Mark says LeBron will make Morris look silly.
See what happens.
Another topic. Do you think?
Oh man, I didn't get to say mine.
No, go ahead.
For me, the key to the Rocket series is Clint Capella versus the Warriors centers. If Clint Capella goes out and has a series of a lifetime, that's the only way I think that the Rockets can win that series. Because he can completely dominate. If he can dominate whoever's guarding him, JaVale McGee, or
It'll be Draymond.
he should be able to dominate him too. He has size.
That's I think moving into that, I think the Rockets or the Warriors go with the same lineup they went with against the Pelicans in Game 5, and it'll be Curry at the 1, Iguodala at the 2, Clay at the 3, Durant at the 4, and Draymond at the 5.
Just have to out-rebound them. Don't let them get the long rebounds.
It's what it is, man. I said it to Kendall. It's what they do. They shoot the 3, and all the Warriors players bail out to go back and play defense, and the other team's guy sits down for the rebound, and it's a long rebound, and the 2 of the guys come back up to get that rebound, and then all of a sudden you're on a 5-on-3 situation with the perimeter wide open for a lights-out shooting team.
Happens basically every possession. It's annoying.
Mark says Rockets take it in 6. Moving on to, do you think, got some head coaching vacancies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most notably, the Raptors. Now, Dwayne Casey will get another job. Do you think Becky Hammon gets a head coaching job?
Not this year.
But in the next 3 years, maybe?
Yeah.
She's gained a lot of respect
Yeah.
from players, especially Pau Gasol. Put out an essay type of thing, end of the season statement or whatever. And he said that, end of the day, she can coach basketball. And he said that, it's going to become the norm type of thing. So, do you think she can be a successful head coach?
I do.
I do too.
She played in the WNBA. She knows a lot about the game. She was mentored by the greatest coach of all time. And it just, I feel like if she goes to the right spot, she will succeed. And just the players just have to realize, who cares if she's a woman? She's your coach.
Do you think she could bring some postseason success to the Raptors if she were to get hired by the Raptors?
Honestly, I don't know. I just think the Raptors team is not fit for the playoffs.
But we've said it time and again. The Boston Celtics have no business being in the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving. But Brad Stevens is a huge part of why they're there. I mean, the team's been playing well. Tatum's been playing out of his mind, and Rozier's been playing well. Morris has been playing well. Horford, not taking anything away from the players. But if anybody else is their head coach, they probably don't beat the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
So the head coach makes a big difference.
I mean, she probably can.
I don't think, with the exception of the defensive side of it, offensively, the Raptors are not that different of a team than the Spurs.
Yeah, true.
The only thing that the Raptors lack is that versatility inside. But DeRozan's not that much of a different player than Kawhi offensively. He's just not as good at the 3-ball. But Lowry is a better 3-point shooter than Parker.
Yeah.
So it makes up for it. I could see her having some success there.
But I think the Raptors do hire Mike Budenholzer this year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just because he had a lot of success in Atlanta. They completely tore that team apart.
You know where I think Becky Hammon goes?
Milwaukee.
I think she takes over.
The Spurs?
I do. I think
can see it.
Popovich is winding down. Especially now with the loss of his wife. His core. If Kawhi leaves and Tony Parker and Manu
Retire.
It's going to happen eventually in the next 2 years, probably. It's going to be a whole new team. Why not give it to somebody that knows it very well? I could see Popovich stepping down to give her and here's at the end of the day, if Popovich goes to the GM and goes, "This girl's going to win you a championship in the next 5 years." Okay.
Yeah, we got
it. Sounds good to us. If Popovich gives you a recommendation, you take it.
Now, do you think when Popovich leaves, do you think he leaves basketball for good, or do you think he does something on
What? Like analysis stuff?
No, not analysis. Not like a GM, not like an assistant GM, but just like a part of the Spurs organization. So.
Scouting?
No, he wouldn't be scouting. He'd be like
president of operations.
No.
No, he thinks he just steps
I think
down.
once he's done with head coaching, I think he's done for good.
How old is he?
Like 60-something. He's like 65, 66.
Wow.
Mark says shout out to Matt Patricia.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah, you're a Patriot lover.
Nah, I won't do it.
Come on, you haven't posted about the Patriots this show. You've been doing it every show for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah, I needed the motivation. I mean, we all. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Not this week.
I will. He's going to take the Lions real far. We got LeGarrette Blount.
Let's see, LeGarrette Blount's taking the Lions real far. He doesn't have to suit up.
You think he'll be the guy to break kind of the assistant Belichick drama? What am I trying to say? How none of the coaches really go on and have success without Belichick. Do you think he'll break it?
He has a very talented team.
Yeah, maybe. But back to the Popovich thing. That's something crossed my mind on that. Part of the reason, too, I don't think he does anything is because even if he takes a role in the Spurs organization that is not a media-oriented role, because Popovich is doing it, it will become a media-oriented role, and Popovich isn't a media guy. He doesn't want the attention. He just wants to do his job. Popovich wants to go out there and he wants to win games. He doesn't want to go do press conferences when he loses games. He doesn't want to do them when he wins games. He wants to show up every day in a suit and tie. He wants to coach his team to the best of his ability, and he wants them to win, and then he wants to go home, and he wants to start doing his homework for the next game. That's what Popovich does, and that's why he's so successful. And to be honest, we talk about it too. We've talked about it in the past with Marshawn Lynch. I think it's absolute bogusness that these teams, these leagues, and media sources make it required that these people talk to the press.
Yeah, it's bullshit. They don't.
It is absolute. There is basketball's a little different because it's a smaller team, but football, baseball, hockey, these teams are deep. There are plenty of people that would love to give their 2 cents on the media. If a player does not want to go out and talk, I'm sorry, but a player should not be required to go sit at a table in front of 50 reporters being live reported on ESPN and NBC Sports and CBS and all that after giving up a game-winning drive to eliminate them from the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's 51 other guys on the roster that'd be willing to talk about it if they don't. It's like
There should be...
It should be up to the player to decide. It shouldn't be mandated.
And the thing is, it's like, how many times have we seen like Popovich, Lynch, these players, they come out, not all of them are as colorful as a Draymond Green. Draymond Green loves doing the press. Great, good for him. He can do it all the time. But some of these people, they come out and they require them to do the press conference because people want to see this. They want to see the news. They want to see what they have to say. How many times has Popovich or Marshawn Lynch or these players come out to do their press conference because they're required to and just you get nothing away from it? There's nothing to take away from it. How'd you guys feel? How'd you guys feel you performed in the game? We lost, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you take away from that? And I don't know. The aspect is like sometimes like a lot of these questions they ask, the ones that anger people the most, in my opinion, are questions that's like it's reporters asking for analysts. It's not for fans. At the end of the day, these analysis people, I get it. They're here to do their own stuff, but like basketball, football, these sports, they're aired on television for us as fans, the viewers. They're not aired for the analysis to sit on ESPN and talk about. That's not the point of them being aired. Because they were being aired a long time ago before we had 24-hour ESPN, before we had all that stuff. And so, for me, I don't want to hear Greg Popovich, like, I don't want to hear a reporter ask Greg Popovich or whatever, just be sitting there and be like, oh, like, what happened to, like, what happened in this play? Or I don't want to hear that shit. You lost. That's it. You move on to the next one. Especially when it's your team. Like, Kyle, do you want to sit down and do you want to hear the 76ers players talk about why they lost to the Celtics in Game 5?
No, I just turn it off.
It's stupid. Mock says the athletes and coaches don't know the media thing. Sports media is so tedious, it's annoying. Coach, down 14 at the half, what do you need to do? Score more points. Score 14 more points in the other team. That's what I need to do. And
the answer is the obvious.
If I was a head coach, that's exactly how it would be. It's just, it's redundant. It's like, you guys are down 14 and it looked like the shooting wasn't there. What do you need to do to improve it? You just said the shooting wasn't there. Probably shoot better.
Yeah, they answer their own questions.
Ugh. All right, rant over. Beer review, Souls.
It was fantastic once again. I'll have it again and again.
Excellent.
All right, how was your pee?
I revealed my wrapper. It is the River Valley IPA. I've never had it before from Berkshire, from South Deerfield, Mass. Very good. Very late. It had that citrusy type, hoppy type thing, kind of like a very light IPA. I recommend it.
Wonderful. The bright from Treehouse was everything you think it is. It's bright. No. It's a little hazy, citrusy. It's not too heavy on the hops. You definitely taste the bitterness at the end, but if you're an IPA drinker and you haven't had this, which I'd be very surprised, but I'd recommend it. Good luck figuring out when they're going to release it.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter's GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's blowing up the media or doing Riddlers Rankings.
Our time is short on unfortunately the Leeb Sports Network is going to be shutting down, so we want to thank them for having us on. But as time remains, we're on there every day, 7 to 8 a.m. And you can catch us here on Sundays, 11 to 1 on the PPRN Radio Network.
Download the app.
You must.
You must.
Great app.
But until next time, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Solzy.
I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah.